Hi, my name is Ralph. I'm an alcoholic. Day 4, episode 4. Can't say it's easy to make this a routine. So far I feel forced to do it. Well, who forces me? That's me, I and myself. But hey, I still believe it's a real good way for me to stay connected and grounded in my recovery. I just have to get past a few weeks to make it a habit and focus on the enjoyable part and lose this feeling that this is forced upon me. No addict likes to be told what to do, and even if it's myself telling me that I must go on, that doesn't mean I like. But enough of that mind trickery. Today's topic, April 16, is anger, a dubious luxury. It says on page 66, big book, the grouch and the brainstorm were not for us. They may be the dubious luxury of normal men, but for alcoholics, these things are poison. Well, the grouch and the brainstorm. What can I say? Luckily, someone labeled that more easily as anger for me. Otherwise, I might have been lost for a while. But seriously, I used to think anger made me powerful. It gave me that false sense of control when everything inside me felt like a tornado. I thought if I was angry enough, people would take me seriously. Turns out, all it took was a step back and put me on mute. I remember quite a few instances where I got really angry and I believed it made a difference, but in hindsight, I just made myself look like a fool and nobody wanted to know what this nonsense, my nonsense, was about. Don't know how often, if not always, I had this illusion of justifiable anger. Oh boy, did I love that one. It was my favorite flavor of self-righteousness. I'd stomp around like some misunderstood hero in a Netflix drama, rehearsing comebacks in the shower, acting like I was starring in Law and Order. And even if my anger was maybe sort of justifiable, I'm not saying it was, it did not serve any purpose to put fuel on a burning fire instead of being reasonable and trying to look at it as an unattached bystander, realizing how ridiculous the argument and the anger was. The problem was, it never made me feel better. It didn't fix anything. I wasn't building bridges, to the contrary. I was throwing dynamite at them. And then wondering why no one wanted to hang out on my island of emotional isolation. Here's what I've learned. When my brain is in an anger mode, then it is like an unreliable narrator at a bar. They did that on purpose. You're totally right to be pissed. Send that angry text. Do it. It's gonna feel great. And it does, for 5 seconds, until I realize I also sent it to the group chat. A calm, level-headed approach was not my thing, and I got it wrong many times, even sending once a lengthy angry text message, only to realize that I got it wrong, and just sending after it, and then being too proud to admit it and stick with the story. Jeez. I had to learn slowly, awkwardly, that just because I feel anger doesn't mean I need to act on it. I don't have to take every emotion to the after party. Anger for me was like that one trunk drawer in the kitchen, just filled with dead batteries, expired coupons, mystery keys, And I kept opening it like something useful was gonna magically appear. No, just more clutter. Recovery has taught me to declutter. Not perfectly, believe me, I still trip over all the emotional furniture. But now I know I don't have to redecorate my soul with it. There are people who I still believe seriously wronged me, but now when I see them on the street, the old anger does not flare up anymore. I accepted what happened and do not see any point in feeding the old story and give it room again in my head. Anger is a luxury I can't afford, not because it's wrong, but because it's expensive. It costs me peace, time, and especially sanity. So what do I do instead? Nowadays, when I feel that fire rising, that need to prove something, or clap back, or write a strongly worded email at 3 a.m. in the morning, well, I pause, I breathe. So freaking important for me to control me, my body and my mind with controlled breathing. And then also tell myself, hey, this might just be one of those anger, dubious luxury moments. And sometimes I call someone or just simply go to bed. I don't always have to get it right. I still occasionally lose my cool at printers, autocorrect, and people in traffic. But I don't stay there. And especially while driving, I notice the difference. Road rage is stupid, and even if people drive really badly, like in this beloved country I live in, the peace I get from not exploding in my car is amazing. And you'd be surprised seeing me in my car smiling after an incident rather than raging. Why smiling? Because I realized I just managed another situation with ease that would have put me in anger overdose some years ago. Anger used to own me. Now it's more like a loud neighbor I don't invite in. I hear it knocking, but I don't have to answer. And when I do mess up. I can clean it up and not drink it away. So today's reminder is simple. Anger isn't that bad, but it's also definitely not a good roommate. Especially not for someone like me who's trying to build a quieter, kinder life. That's it for today. My name is Ralph. I'm an alcoholic. Have a great day.